Alright, seeds entered, and we should be ready to go pretty soon. There we go. Okay. Off they go. Pretty similar routing from both racers here. SillyPears kind of getting himself in a little bit of a tricky spot there. Going to be taking a hit from a skeleton. Oh, I think realizing that there's a hidden chest over in that red bat cave, so going to go check it out. And getting a Torch of Foresight for his troubles. That could really come in handy in the long run. Torch of Foresight going to handle those, or going to highlight those trapdoors for him. And also give him a +1 vision radius, which might help him find bombs like that. SillyPears kind of doing a bit of a wide dragon dance. It's a little bit slower than the normal one in a 2x2 square, but it's a little bit easier to handle. Gonna take that out and head down to 1-3. As Claude looking to get his lucky charm off this red dragon. He's going to be following down shortly after. Claude actually finding a Torch of Walls in his 1-2. Probably a little bit better than the Torch of Foresight. Gonna reveal all the walls in the map. Give you mostly full mapping. Obviously, you're missing exactly where things like the floor's item is, and you're not gonna know exactly where trapdoors are. But that said, SillyPears is actually going to make the swap here to Torch of Strength. Both racers are actually going to make the swap to Torch of Strength. So both of them giving up their mapping for a little bit of extra damage. Ooh, SillyPears is kind of walking into damage from that skeleton, though, so it's going to be pretty low. Claude, though, also very low, down to half a heart, so actually a little worse off. SillyPears is also buying the ballet shoes. Some changes to that one with the introduction of Amplified. Not only does it prevent multiplier lost from missing beats or performing invalid actions, it will also get you back up to max multiplier in a single kill. So it's very strong to have ballet shoes with the with obsidian equipment. And Claude going down to that Minotaur Black Skeleton combination, going to be going back to 1-1. Fortunate for him. So it pairs with a really clean, deep lose fight, going to save the bomb. Could bomb the king in the corner. Does have the resources to do it. 4 bombs on deck. Certainly wouldn't be facing any immediate bomb shortage concerns, but gonna take the fight slowly, clear it out, and get plate armor out of his black chest. So gonna be running this black dagger for the space dagger for a little while longer. As Claude going down to looks like another black skeleton setup, I think, with the Minotaur. SillyPears is gonna be aiming to get his leprechaun here. So that lucky charm going to be boosting the contents of crates, making normal food crates instead give ham, and bomb crates giving 3 bombs instead of 1. Finding a nice cursed heart there, going to make him a little bit more comfortable on the health front. Looking for his food shop there. Fortunately, it's just a pawnbroker. Not very useful. Oh, but Claude finding a blood shop that both racers missed on their first runs. Only going to be taking the quartz armor out of that. But SillyPears is kind of doing all of the shopping in the world on this 2-1. Bombing himself a little bit. Thankfully, the plate armor going to help keep him safe through that. But gonna have a map to go with everything else he's massed up to this point. And Crystal Claude going down to the red dragon again. Very unfortunate. Stack of cookies on SillyPears' side. That's gonna refill his health to max and also uncurse that cursed heart container. So he's got a really comfortable 4 hearts and plate armor here. Base rapier as well, which is, you know, it's still a basic 1 damage weapon, but rapier is definitely one of the better ones to find. With that Torch of Strength, he's going to be doing 2 damage close range and 3 damage on a lunge. So a pretty strong setup there. Finding a Conjure. SillyPears' side has enough to conjure one ring. Gonna get a Ring of Piercing. Very good bind. Ring of Piercing super strong. Just gonna let him one-shot these rolling armadillos without having to wait for them to uncurl. Nice Red Dragon fight there on both players' sides. Both sides taking out a Red Dragon pretty efficiently at the same time. SillyPears going to make the swap to this Blood Spear here, get a little bit of health regen. That Torch of Strength really doing a lot of work for him. Going to give this a little bit of a damage buff. Be a pretty solid 2 damage spear. And with the piercing on top of that, it's got a really nice weapon on his hands. Walking up to the throne here on Conga 2, gonna bomb it out. Oh, getting himself hung up on the skeleton mage though. So not gonna be getting as flawless here. Could pretty easily farm up some health on the Conga lines here though with that Blood Spear. Kinda letting this fight get out of control though. There we go, getting back up to maximum health. I'm gonna clean the fight out. No items, though, because of that hit on the bomb, but is going to be down to Zone 3, well ahead of Crystal Clod. Ring of Piercing gives all of your gives your weapon attacks the Piercing trait, which makes them ignore armor. So they can hit straight through skeleton shields, and horses, and beetle shells, and blade master parries. All those mean absolutely nothing when you've got Piercing. The only thing that would require multi-hits that still requires multiple hits are spirits, pretty much. Piercing also doesn't affect powered-up electric zombies. You still need to be electrified yourself to kill those. But Crystal Clod gonna go down to that Banshee and gonna be back to Zone 1 himself, as SillyPears keeps pushing ahead. Finding those spike gears back there, really strong addition to his build. Gonna be rocking that 4 damage spear now, so long as he doesn't miss any beats. Kind of a nasty 3-2 layout here. Gonna have to really walk the long way around here. Finding a Blood Harp, probably won't want that. Taking a hit from a Minotaur there, but has plenty of health and defense to his name, so I imagine probably isn't too concerned just yet. Blood Spear and Shockwave Familiar already healing up a part of that back. Gonna take the Ice Spirit Familiar here to cover his north side. That's gonna be freezing enemies that he moves into, or that move into the Ice Spirit themselves. Regenning off this back cave, back to full health. Ooh, taking some hot cold damage there, but only one more kill and he's going to be back at full health again. Oh, interesting. Going for the throw-in bomb on Coral Rift here. Oh, getting a little bit of a shaky spot here. Probably will want a Blood Fireball at this point. And I'm gonna try and get his spear back. I'm not sure I agree with that, but it looks like it's gonna work out okay. Well, and then Blood Fireballing anyway. Could have saved a lot of time just by Blood Fireballing at the start, but you know, that works, I suppose. With this really health-heavy build, the Shopkeeper Familiar and the Blood Spear and the high defense, definitely should be considering using health as a resource in that sense. And that's right, he does have the ballet shoes. I kind of forgot about that for a moment. So that's actually a really great synergy with those spiked ears, because the ballet shoes are going to protect against missed beat triggers. So those ballet shoes are keeping those spiked ears from ever breaking. So long as he keeps those boots on hand, or on foot, as the case may be, I suppose, he'll always have that +2 damage from those spiked ears. So, yeah, very, very powerful build, for sure. Finding the bomb charm, going to very pointedly avoid picking it up, maybe in protest. I can get behind that. Yeah, this piercing, putting in so much work though. Those Blade Masters would have caused so much problems for SillyPears here otherwise, but with the piercing, just attack them as if they were normal skeletons. Has the money to buy this Shovel of Strength as well to boost up to a 5 damage spear. Very hefty build on SillyPears' side for sure. Oh, taking a bit of a Banshee dunk there. Gonna be going down to 2 hearts. He wants this regen off this Shopkeeper there, but yeah, gonna get it without too much problem. And is gonna be going down to Fortissimo 4. Even after taking some nasty hits in that 4-3, already almost back to full health. Will be back to full health very shortly. Thanks to the Blood Spear. Even again, with the ballet shoes, can safely just kind of stumble over the Fortissimo dirt pile without dropping the multiplier. So, gonna get the Flawless. Finding a Freeze Girl, though, wants to keep the ham for a little bit of burst healing if it's needed, which I think is the right call. Crystal Cloud, unfortunately, still struggling to get out of Zone 1. SillyPears kind of getting themselves surrounded, but might have been a good idea to make use of the power line there to take those enemies out quickly, but again, high defense and some health regen, so not really too worried about the damage that he's taking right there. Hey, Oprogus. Yes, Talpron, loot markers are accurate. This is a continuation of the set that started yesterday. The last race had to be postponed to today, so this is the only race you're going to be seeing of these two. SillyPears looking to finish this one pretty soon. Starting 5-3, going to be the last floor before the ending bosses. Really seeing the strength of piercing here when combined with the wire. And the wire just clearing out that huge swarm of black skeletons, no problem. Yeah, see, Heather's got my back. So, doing Deadringer here, it looks like maybe wants to do lure strats, which I think is absolutely the right call to be making here. Although, kind of botching the starting setup a little bit, kind of having to bring the reins in on Deadringer, get him in the right spot. And there we go, lining up the charge for the last spell. Who kind of taking a couple hits there, but again, all the armor SillyPears has is really helping him out there. So, gonna be on to the Necrodancer fight, and I believe has the bombs here to go for whatever approach he wants to reach the loot. Just gonna go up the right side here. And it's on to phase 2. Ooh, immediate red dragon. Probably gonna want to address that quickly. There we go. Cleaned up pretty nicely after a few scary fireballs there. Looks like he's looking to focus back on the Necrodancer again. Minotaur kind of causing some issues there, but handling it just fine. Halfway through the Necrodancer fight now. Just gonna let him get away on that explosion there. Looks like attempting to lure, but not quite getting the positioning right. Taking a hit from the Nightmare there. Dorian's taking a few hits. Oh, Cadence taking an Necro Bomb there. Yeah, gonna eat up that ham. Just get back to full health. One more hit for the Necrodancer. Gonna back away from that explosion. That's fine. Getting the lure on that last hit. And that's gonna be it. GG SillyPears taking the set 3-0.